Welcome! In this video I make crispy chicken tenders and chips, i.e. steak fries, with fresh veggies. Just like fish and chips, only with chicken tenders. I wanted to make deep fried chicken tenders and I wanted to try out a technique for making chips or steak fries I saw in a video, so here you go. Okay, so to get started I'm going to prep the potatoes, just going to wash them, cut out any bad spots. Then I'm going to slice them up into steak fries. Like I said, I saw this video, and it was with Chef Marco Pierre White, who is this, Michelin star chef that trained Gordon Ramsay. Anyway, he had this technique for making the chips. I thought I would give it a try, and because it looked pretty good. And I really liked his technique for slicing the potatoes. So you just kind of roll it up and stand it on its narrow side and then slice off a nice thick chunk there to make a flat side so you can just roll it over and slice them. But even that chunk is the right size for the fries. And you just leave the skins on and just chop them up into big steak fries. Try to get them, as much the same size as you can. Very nice, no waste. Then we're just going to put those in water and put them in water to wash off the starch. That will help them crisp up. And his technique for frying the chips is a two-step process where you fry it at a lower temperature first to blanch them and basically kind of pre-cook them, and then you go back at a higher temperature and crisp them up. And his final step is to douse them in butter. I'm not going to do that. I prefer ketchup or ranch. Okay, that's done. So we'll just set those aside and let them sit till we're ready to fry them. Okay, I've got my little Presto kettle here, or my deep fryer. Got it filled up to the line with oil. I got my basket. I'm actually going to use my basket this time. So we're just going to heat that up. And like I said, I'm going to be frying these in two steps. The first step is at 280 degrees, and the second step is at 350, which works out good because that's the temperature I'm going to cook the chicken at. All right, next I'm going to start working on the chicken. And I'm going to start with the breading here. So I'm going to do some Panko breadcrumbs, a couple of cups of those. And you can use regular breadcrumbs if you want, or you can even use flour. I like the Panko. I think they come out the crispiest. With some salt. And that's just regular table salt, only non-iodized. Coarse ground black pepper. Some granulated garlic. You can use garlic powder. Onion powder. Paprika. I'm using smoked hot paprika. Just mix that up real well. Okay, obviously I got 3 eggs. Just whisk those up real well. Okay, now normally I use chicken breast for this because the tenderloins or the chicken tenders are usually more expensive and I don't see any reason to pay for those. But today, when I was at the store, they were on sale, so I grabbed a big pack of them and I'll just use those and I won't have to really cut them or anything at all. And I'm just going to use about half this package because we don't need that many, but I do like to have some for leftovers, Okay, I got my breading station all ready here. So we'll just take each one through into the cornstarch, get it well coated. Then into the egg. Again, get it well coated, shake it off any extra. And then into the breadcrumbs. So I'm just going to bread up the rest of these. And depending on how much chicken I have, I might, have to do them in batches. So I just fill up the plate, fry those, and then do up some more. Okay, those are done. Got them all on there. Okay, we'll just check our oil here. Looks pretty good. Time to fry. All right, so let's grab some of these chips, steak fries. We want to try to get the water off, of course, because if you have a lot of water on there, you'll get a lot of splatter. could be kind of dangerous, so shake them off good. And slowly into the oil. So we're just going to fry these. I think it's going to be about 8 minutes here. And basically what we want to do is kind of, we call it blanching them or pre-cooking them or, par cooking them. Okay, so I think those are about ready here. What I'm going to do is check them, and you want to just check them and feel them and see if you can kind of dent in, if kind of push in a little bit and see if the potatoes are kind of softened. And that means they're done. Or they're done for this step anyway. We'll just grab the rest of these, shake them off. And into the oil. Now I should have done these all together in one step because see, now it's going to take another 8 minutes to do these, so it's just going to take a lot longer than it would have. So the oil's not quite hot enough. I should have let it recover a little more. We'll just give it a little time to get a little bit hotter. Okay, that's good. Back in. Okay, I didn't film this, but I got a bunch of vegetables chopped up here. Make it all finger food this way. Okay, this batch should be ready now. And now, so I'm going to crank it up to 350 degrees and let it come up a temperature. So I'm going to cook the chicken tenders next and then finish off with the fries. Now I can put the chicken tenders in the toaster oven, keep them warm. Whereas the fries don't stay crispy, so you want to do those last. Okay, oil's up to temp, so it's time to start frying the chicken tenders. You'll notice I did put the lid on when I was warming it up, but don't have the lid on when you're frying. Just a warning, because what happens is the moisture comes out of the chicken or the fries and collects and then drips off the lid, and then it causes it to boil over. So, not that I have personal experience with that or anything. And I could use the basket for these, but I like to be able to take them out individually. So, because some cook faster than others, so I like to do it this way. Yeah, they're looking pretty good now, so I'm just going to check them, make sure they're up high enough in temperature. You want to go above 165, of course. Alright, these are ready to go. Start taking these out. Okay, and then I'll just stick them in the toaster oven, which I've got set to the warm setting. Just keep those nice and warm. Now we just need to wait for our oil to come back up to temperature. Okay, that's pretty good. Just get the rest of these in there. Okay, so the second batch should be ready. So I'll get the basket out here to put them in. Those look really nice, huh? Again, we'll let this come back up to temperature. Looks like we're good to go. Put our fries back in the basket. You can see here that these are kind of floppy. You can see that they're kind of soft, a little bit cooked through, but not too soft. Okay, back into the oil. 350 this time. What we're looking for this time is we know they're already done. They're already cooked, so we're just going to brown them and crisp them. Not quite crispy enough. Let's go a little longer. Okay, those look pretty good. Drain them off a bit. Give them a little dose of salt. And those are ready to go. Let's just say, yeah. Nice. Perfect. Nice and crunchy. Soft in the middle. Okay, so we'll just grab our chicken out of here that's been keeping warm in there. Chicken's ready. Alright, just fill my plate up here. Grab me some chicken. And some fries. A little more salt. Grab me some veggies. Okay, then we got this nifty little sauce trays. I'm gonna go with some honey mustard. Some ranch dressing, of course. And then some of this Chick-fil-A sriracha spicy sauce here. Okay, so let's check this out. Look at that nice crispy chicken. Dip it in some of that sriracha sauce. Oh yeah, those are good. If I do say so myself. Try one of these fries. Ranch that one up. There we go. Like I said, nice and crispy and soft in the inside. Not too bad. Hope you give this a try. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell to let YouTube know this is the type of content you like to watch. Comments are welcome.